Hello, this is Hideo Midoriya. Welcome to the first ever debate month. This is going to be a month full of debate topics, 2 episodes per day. And the first topic is going to be there will be 2 parts, for and against. So let's start with with should phones be allowed to play an important part of school? I need to take my glasses off for just a minute. One of the biggest problems is phones in school. But in my opinion, it's also one of the things that help students the most. If you really think about it, without cell phones or phones, would we have a calculator everywhere if we need to use it for math? It will be much more easier to help us understand math. Of course, you should do it on your own, and that's where the problem comes. Phones could be used to look up things that are needed in class, but they they shouldn't be used for as much of math unless you already kind of know the answer and you want to make sure you're correct. That's what calculators are for, making sure you know you're correct. It isn't to. The whole point of it isn't to, actually, you know, use it for math. You're supposed. You could use it for math, but it's usually to check answers. I think we're all guilty of that, so that's the downside of it. But that could easily be managed. Just keep it, try first. And then go use your calculator to see if you're correct. It would ultimately make you look like a star student while everyone's trying to use calculators. Sometimes I know what I'm doing, and certain times I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? In addition to all that, phones could help you write better in English. So if you write an essay and you want to make sure you could spelled it right, spelled everything right, and used the right punctuation, you could use like a grammar website, Chat GPT, to make sure you used it correct. Do not use it to write your assignments, though. Do not use it to write your assignments, because that it will be considered cheating. And the way to stop around this is first allow students to use it for, see what they wrote. Make sure they write something first, and then later, if they need the grammar help or something, let them use ChatGPT, Grammarly, any one of those, and basically you have a whole list of things that you could do. But it should only be used if you need help with proper, making sure that it could be the best grammar you could have. And I think that should be something that is allowed. The second thing is that in a time where not many teachers allow phones in their class, once and again, it should be allowed in many ways. A matter of fact, it's a good way to be able to check your grades, talk about them. If you don't look at your grades once a day at the classroom, a matter of fact, I think it's quite beneficial to have phones in the classroom now. Not in the classroom per se, but phones at any school, because now all you have to do is put your phone out and you have a full schedule. I never liked that. but sometimes I do it, other times I don't. I usually memorize it. The thing is, phones could be used for so much more. It could be beneficial for lunch schedules to see if you like lunch that day. It could be beneficial. And most of the time it isn't used to its full potential, I think. A way to counteract phone activity, it's quite simple. You should Teachers should be able to not take your phone, but put them in a box. Put a paper, like a little sticky note on your phone and give it back to you at the end of class. That's the easy way to counteract, for a class where you shouldn't need it and just will play on it. And it makes quite obvious sense why schools don't usually allow it. But at the same time, I think it's a new generation. We should start making implementations of the future. And let's do it. Why not? That's what I always say. It might be a risk at first to check if everything will be alright, but other than that, everything would be A-OK. A-OK, I think. And to implement these new ideas, like how it could be used in an effective way, we also have to know that it has to be an effort from the students to try to stay off their phones. Unless they really need, have an emergency, I think that should be our duty to prove why we should allow phones in school. And overall, I feel like it would make for a more easier school experience to implement some of it in our learning, at least with math and English. I mean, of course, if you do a research project, of course you could use it, but it's not like something we need throughout the whole class. So, there's systems that they could do, like, that, or, just simply being there and actually paying attention would help. And then, if you need to look something up on your phone, there should be a system where you could either ask a teacher to, hey, do you know something about this? Or, if they give you permission to look it up, There could be counteractive counterclaims to this. So, this is it for part 1. Goodbye.